Have you ever been on your way home late at night, and as you're walking in your house, you put your finger on the light switch? Do you ever stop and think, I wonder if the light is going to turn on, or if I'm going to be able to charge my phone tonight? And I don't, I know that. And in the U.S., we really don't have to. We know that ever since birth, every time we put the light switch, it turns on. But globally, this is a problem, and in the future, it could be a problem in the U.S. as well. Today I'd like to talk to you about renewable energies, and more specifically, wind production of energy. And to do this, I want to look at three things. I want to look at the background, more of our energy situation right now and what it could be in the future. Then I'd like to look at wind disadvantages and what a lot of the skeptics out there are saying about it and what problems are with it. And then I'd like to move to the advantages of wind, the vast amount of good that it could have for us. So in order to fully understand the problem, we need to know a little more. So I'd like to look at the background of our energy situation. Currently, within the U.S. in 2014, according to the U.S. Department of Energy, we used about 7.5 quadrillion BTUs of energy, which in your mind, it blows you back a little bit. Quadrillion, it's a huge number. But when you look at this graph by the U.S. Department of Energy, in 2015, we used globally approximately 700 quadrillion BTUs. And in 2030, we're projected to use 900 quadrillion. And this is two factors. We have increasing population, and developing nations are becoming more and more developed. So they're building more buildings, they have more lights, they have more TVs, which is increasing their overall energy demand. And currently, according again to the U.S. Department of Energy, 67% of our energy comes from fossil fuels, and most of that being coal. Only 16% is from renewable sources such as biomass, wind, or solar, and I think this could really be improved. And because fossil fuels are a finite source, one day they will run out. We don't know when that'll be because there's so many variables in play, but one day they will. What won't run out, at least in the foreseeable future, is the sun, which is what drives the wind. Now, I do think there is a solution to this problem. It might not be perfect right now, but it's in the works. And I think it's our place to step in and do something about it. I would like to talk wind. I think wind could be a very vital part of this new overall energy plan. There are a few disadvantages that come along with it though. First of all, a lot of people, and this blew me away a little bit, they don't like how they look. They're not aesthetically pleasing. And in my mind, you think, okay, we could have fossil fuels that pollute our environment, or we could have windmills that we have to look at. I think windmills are going to win every time. While there are more disadvantages in that, I think aesthetically, it's hard to say no to something based on that. Secondly, their infrasound is on a lot of people's minds. This is the sound that is below our audio frequency. We can't really hear it, but a lot of people believe it causes migraines and headaches along with other symptoms. But a study done by the National Health and Medical Research Group found no correlation between these symptoms and infrasound. Secondly, the EPA did a study published in January of 2013 that targeted 11 sites, 3 being urban and 8 of them being rural. 4 of the rural ones were near wind farms, 4 were far away from wind farms, and they found no delineation between the 8 rural farms, and they found actually more infrasound within the urban setting. And we haven't had any problems before, and now it's a problem. Lastly, a lot of people believe that it is killing birds, and that it's really taking a toll on the bird population. But according to this graph published by the State of Birds in 2014, only 273,000 birds were killed by wind turbines, which is still a large number, but it's nothing compared to the 2.4 billion that are killed by cats, whether they're feral or domesticated, or the approximately 600 million killed by just buildings that we created. Now that we've looked at a few of the disadvantages, we can talk about the advantages of it. It's a clean source of energy, so it's not going to pollute our air. It's domestically produced, so we don't have to import the energy from anywhere. We get it from our own backyards. And this can create jobs. According to the US Department of Energy, the wind sector spent $8 billion on production. And once this happens, we need to make the windmills, and more importantly, we have to maintenance the windmills. This becomes a very important part of this, and it'll create jobs. And according to the National Resource Defense Council, Nebraska has the fourth largest potential in the U.S. and currently we don't even rank in the top 20. The national the National Renewable Energies Laboratory found that we have a potential for 7,800 megawatts by 2030, and currently we only have 294. This blew me away. So today we talked about what wind energy could do for us. We first looked at the background of our energy situation and what could happen. We looked at the disadvantages and what some of the skeptics were saying about wind energy, and then we looked at the overall advantages and what this could do for our society. So next time you're walking into your house, you step in, just pause for a second in the dark and think, this could be it. This could be how we are. And if we keep on our same path, this could be what it comes down to.